Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a lovely day. Um, I will share some books today, I promise. But I want to share a message. Remember Mr. Rogers? It was a great show back in the 70s and 80s, early 80s. And he was about loving your neighbor as yourself and having the courage to be you and understanding who you are and helping others be who they are. Um, he was very humble and honest. I don't think we have met very many people today that are quite like Mr. Rogers. But today, I just want to say that fame is a four-letter word. And like any video or Zoom or face or pain or life or love, what ultimately matters is what we do with it. I feel that people who are in television are chosen to be servants, and it doesn't matter what your particular job is. Those people are chosen to help meet the deeper need of those who watch and listen. And I believe that YouTube has really allowed for people to develop their own fame. Um, if that is your calling, to be somebody who helps inspire others, whether you're just on here to share a story or a feeling or help bring positivity into the world, or whether you're on here to bring knowledge and expertise and understanding around current events and politics, you matter. And you could teach others something and something different to try. Um, this is a very cheap way of expressing yourself and creating something meaningful in life for others. The greatest mystery of any millennium in television needs to do all it can to broadcast that life isn't cheap. And what ultimately is a good life? What does it entail to have a good life? But how do you attract goodness? And I believe that it is in us to do whatever we can to bring courage to those whose lives move near our own. By treating our neighbors as Mr. Rogers would say, as well as we treat ourselves, and allowing that to inform everything that we produce. And I believe that that is what God wants all of us to do, is to love our neighbors as we love ourselves. And everyone is your neighbor, if you really think about it. The person on the street that you meet, the homeless man over by the Capitol, They're all your neighbors, the people that you meet online. I want to ask you a question. Who in your life has been a servant to you? Who has helped you love the good that grows within you? Let's just take 10 seconds to think of some of those people who have loved us and wanted what was best for us in our life. Those who have encouraged us to become who we are today. Just take 10 seconds to remember those people. No matter where they are, either here or in heaven, imagine how pleased those people must be to know that you thought of them right now. We all have one person in our life to live that has helped us to live here on earth. And through YouTube or television or streaming or whatever, or Rumble, we have the choice of encouraging others to demean this life or to cherish it in creative, imaginative ways. And I think YouTube has allowed so many people to be superstars in life. So, on behalf of everybody, on all of us here on YouTube and public broadcasting, who have the courage to come before everyone, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for this unique platform and for wanting to bring the world together, to be a part of this grand celebration and this grand opportunity to make a difference. I want to thank you because, and thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Rumble. Thank you. Thank you for allowing a platform like this, where it's all about you and what you bring to the world. So I wish you great success and luck and happy viewing. Anyways, I want to share some books and thank you for watching. So up next, let me share some of the beauty and wonders of how you can bring books into your children's life so that they can too be servants in this life. So, confronting our feelings and giving them appropriate expression always takes courage, not weakness. It takes strength to acknowledge when we're angry. It takes strength to acknowledge when we're sad, and sometimes more strength and courage yet to curb the aggressive urges that we have inside may bring, and to channel those into a good and nonviolent outlet. It takes courage to face whatever we are dealing with, whether it's sadness or whether we're grieving, and to let our grief and our anger just flow. Just flow and let those tears out when we need to. It takes really great courage to talk about our feelings and to reach out for help and for comfort when we need it. And I could just tell you this because I'm not one to reach out when I'm sad or when I'm angry, I really turn inward. I tend to express only the happy thoughts and the happy feelings, or I tend to express my ideas with others without really bringing in my emotions. I like to deal with my emotions by reading good books and writing, and that seems to be a healthy avenue for me. But sometimes you just need to reach out to somebody and just like have a shoulder to cry on. And in this world, it almost feels like it's really hard to make friends and build relationships that are true. And I could tell you that some days doing the best that I can may still fall short of what I would like to be able to do. But life isn't perfect on any front. And doing what I can with what I have is the most I should expect of myself or anyone else. And that is what you should do as well. So let me start with a very special friend that got me started on being the best me that I can be. When I first joined Usborne Books and More and I went to my convention, Michelle Nelson Smith, she was one of the speakers at the convention, and she read from her book and talked about hope. And I think she made everyone there cry. Her message is good and inspiring, and it helps. And her message with every book that she writes is about confronting our feelings and having the courage to let it go. So I wanted to start with her. This book is a really nice book, and it's not just for kids, but it is a kid's book. And Cordelia can fly. And over the oceans, up with the birds, wherever she wants to go, she does. It's her favorite thing. It's what makes her happy. It's what makes her who she is. Until one day, she hears the whispers, people can't fly. It's impossible. And suddenly, Cordelia can't. So this is about believing in yourself and your dreams and flying wherever you want to go. So this book is only $6.99, and it comes with a beautiful doll for your daughters. But it's not just for girls. Some of the pictures are wonderful. Miss Michelle is a graphics artist. That's what her degree was in. And she creates and draws all her illustrations. So she not only writes books that are inspiring, but she draws pictures that are inspiring. There's Cordelia flying. It's a wonderful book. The other book that is so fun and so funny is Blue Whale Blues. I bought this book and I didn't know how funny it was going to be. And the punchline just makes you laugh. So through the whole book, I was reading it to my son, and at first I thought, no, this is so silly. But as the story went on, we started laughing at just some of the things that the author wrote. So I've got the Blue Whale Blues. I've got the Blue Whale Blues, When Penguin hears whales singing the blues, he tries to help. But how do you stop a blue whale feeling blue? A delightful story about a whale with bike troubles and the happy-go-lucky penguin who cheers him up. So this is a really good book if you're looking for a friend to cheer you up and how to be a friend who makes you laugh, who makes other people laugh. And then this one, I bought it in Spanish and I did sell the English version. So pretty much it's about this young raccoon called Albert. And he's very rude and has no manners. I guess he didn't go through the school of manners. And one day he happens upon this school of manners, and he goes in and accompanies the teacher to the different lessons that he will learn and what she offers. And by the time he finishes school, he is grateful for the knowledge of how to be kind and how to be well-mannered. And I guess we forget in life. I have to laugh because in today's world, I think we've forgotten good manners. And the world just seems to erase those values that we were raised with growing up. And I just feel like we're being bombarded with crap every day of our lives. And we just need to remember some of the virtues that make people people. So this is a good book. It's in Spanish. I bought it for my son. And I bought it because I wanted to read in Spanish. And I wanted to read it to my son in Spanish. And I think Usborne does a really good job of the pictures. And like for example, I really like. I used to I have the bad habit of interrupting. That was one of my, or talking too much, not giving others a chance. But sometimes I'm the one who's waiting to be given a chance. So I've been in both situations. And, sometimes we don't follow directions and we cause disasters. So that one is my son. He likes to experiment. And sometimes he doesn't listen to directions. And so things go wrong. Look at this. I like the part where I like where you're asking for help and you're at the playground and your friends, you just want to play and then you barge in and you mess up the game rather than asking if you could play with your friends and asking them if you could join in. I think I like also the cafeteria page where you're kind of going through the line and then you're saying, you look at the food and you're like, ooh, this place is ugly. How many times have you said, I don't like that? Well, it's kind of rude and you can make other people feel bad just for saying that. I know that in this world, we're given that chance to give our opinions, and many of us have allergies. But just knowing that, how to say it so that you don't affect other people's feelings, because, we are people and we do have feelings. And I think women more than men are feelers. and men more than women are thinkers. And we say things differently. And I know that in this world, we want to make the men more feeling. It's like bombarding them. You're going to be a feeler. And we want to give leeway to women and emotions because, women are emotional. We are. And just about every conversation that I've ever had with one of my female friends has always been on emotion. Oh, you shouldn't have said that. Even if you didn't say it, even if you were objectively truthful, we are made to be subjective. So it's a really good book. I highly recommend it. And if you want to get into a really good book and you want to read something that's fun with your kids, I highly recommend The Extreme Adventures. So Justin Dioff is my favorite author, and it will always be my favorite author. And I wish I could meet him so I could get his autograph. But this is one of the first series I read to my son in kindergarten. And I think I was more into it than my son. So it's a nonfiction with a fiction. So it's a fiction with a nonfiction. So it's a fake story with a true story with true facts. It tends to explain what it's like to run into bears, what it's like to run into alligators, crocodiles, what to do to survive. And he's a really, the narrative is fun and keeps you off on your toes. In this book about the grizzly, Sam Fox is on a trip to North America with his Cub Scout pack when their bus crashes down a canyon. Some of the group are seriously injured, so Sam and two cubs set off to find help. But Sam is thousands of miles from home in the middle of an American wilderness. A wilderness full of howling wolves and massive, unpredictable grizzly bears that's following them. So it's a wild, action-packed ride. Grizzly Trap is the most ferocious, extreme adventure yet. And I have to agree with him. In the little snippet on the back, it's true. It is full of action. It's a ride. It's like a roller coaster ride, and at every stage you don't know where you're going to turn or what's going to happen, and you want to turn the page at every moment. So we were doing it chapter by chapter in kindergarten, and I'm like, do you want to read some more? And Isaac's like, yeah, let's find out more. So this is a really good book for all ages. I got into it, so I would say that if I got into it, you'd get into it too. This one is a good book. If you like fun little adventures, it's not action-packed, but it is action, adventure, and it's about a fat boy who likes to eat. And Alfie Onion is setting out on a great adventure. His brother Magnifico is off to make the family fortune, and Alfie carrying his luggage, but it turns out Magnifico hates adventure, and Alfie has to save the day. With a little help from his loyal dog, a talking horse, 2 mice, and some meddling magpies. So it's a fun adventure, not an action-packed adventure. And you'll learn it'll teach you, your kids, fun little tricks and tips on how to have fun and how to create your own adventure in life. Those are 5 little great books that I recommend. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe and share it. And please visit my website at k4699.myubam.com/shop and shop for these great books today. This one is $5.99. This one is only $4.99. This one is $14.99. This one is $11.99. And of course, Cordelia, which is amazing, is only $6.99, and it comes with a doll. Very inspirational books. And if you like them, you could get the series instead, or just get one and see if your son or yourself will like it, and then buy the series. And let me know, because I could buy back that one and help you out by saving a little money. So, and if you love our books, please host your own party with me, and help me share Usborne Books and More with your neighbors. Thank you.